If I've learned anything in the last year, it's that I will not launch a man on any social media until there's a ring involved. Like, you will not know that I'm dating someone until there's a fat diamond on my hand. Okay, respectfully, that was so embarrassing for me.
You know how I know when I'm over it? When he does something that my future husband would never do. And I'm like, you know what, Chad, you're not him. It's not you.
If you have ever wanted to understand the difference between the male and female gaze, this is it right here. And I'm being 100% for real right now. Like, this is not me throwing shade at the male gaze. I just think the male gaze is more understood than the female gaze. In this clip, the male gaze is focused on how stunning Lupita looks. And she does look stunning. Not that you have to be a man to see that. But I'm telling you right now, the female gaze is zeroed in on how he fixed her strap without even looking at it. Like, sir. So you're telling me that you just subconsciously consider me and you know that I want to look great for these photos, and so you're supporting me in my goals by fixing my strap without even making a big deal about it? Okay. By the way, I am not implying anything about these actors. I just think this is a great example of things that make women swoon. Take it or leave it.
So here are lies that guys will tell you and what they actually mean. If a guy ever says, oh, there's something happening with his buddy and he needs to go take care of him and he needs to go help him out, this is a for sure lie. First of all, guys never have these type of emotional conversations, so just write that off completely. Now, the truth is he probably is going to go hang out with that friend. But the hard pill to swallow is that he'd rather hang out with his friend than go hang out with you right now. I know, it sounds absolutely awful, but the truth is that guy probably just wants to have a laid back and relaxing night instead of being fully engaged and fully present going out on a date with you. Take this information for what it is.
A man has to be on his girl's side, especially if it's in public, and even more so if it's about another girl. Even if you don't logically think that she's correct, it doesn't matter. You're not a referee. Your job is not to be impartial. Your job is to be her man. If you do disagree with her, you better make sure it doesn't sound like you're siding with another female. What are you trying to do? Make another woman feel more special? Trust me, you are not doing that girl any favors. All she's gonna see is a guy who disrespects his woman.
So this girl I know found out she got cheated on because one day she was just ordering Postmates for her and her boyfriend on his phone, and she realized that the last saved address was an address she did not recognize. Like, it was not his address, it was not hers. So she goes to his order history. The last time he had ordered was a week prior when she was out of town, and it was to that address. She was like, whose address is this? And he was like, oh, just this guy from work. We went over to his house after work last week to play video games while you were out of town. She was like, since when have you ever hung out with somebody from work? I was like, whatever, just try to let it go, move on. But over time, she just had this gut feeling that something was so off. So what did she decide to do? She pulled up on the house. She literally went to this house, knocked on the door. This girl opens the door and she's like, hi, I'm so-and-so's girlfriend. Like, do you know him? This girl was like, his girlfriend? What? Yes, I know him. We work together. Basically tells her that they had been hooking up for months and had no idea that he had a girlfriend or anything. Can anyone tell me about a time when a girl's intuition has ever been wrong?
Dating becomes so easy when you start dating like a man. Number one, they say men are visual creatures. Yeah, have you seen a man treat an unconventionally unattractive woman? Yeah, they treat them like garbage. They don't even acknowledge their existence. So babes, if you find the guy remotely unattractive or he's like medium ugly, babes, I'm telling you, don't even give him a chance. Because where men are the most superficial beings in the world, they say that, oh, looks doesn't matter. Yeah, looks does. They don't see a woman and say like, oh, I could help her, I could fix her. No, they want their dream woman in an instant. They want that big boobs, big butt, small waist, all fake lashes. They're all hypocrites. They say they want a natural woman. No, they don't. Problem is us women, whenever we see a man, we always see potential. This is why we have boyfriend air and girlfriend effect. You know what I mean? Boyfriend air makes you ugly. Girlfriend effect makes them go up. See, men always take from women. They're all selfish. They're all energy vampires. They're all evil. Two, they're all Kens. Treat them like an accessory to your already fulfilled life. They have nothing to offer. If they have money, sure, but they have nothing to offer. All they have to offer is just relationships. That's why don't you ever notice whenever they're threatening you, they're always like, oh, you're gonna die alone, you're gonna die alone with cats, you're just gonna be alone, no one's gonna love you. Because that's all they can offer, a relationship, nothing else. Like Jennifer Body says, boys are just placeholders, they come and they go. They're just accessories, just don't make them a priority. Number 3, gaslight them, invalidate their feelings, because that's what they all do. They are not raised to be nurturing, unlike women. We always hear about stories where whenever the woman gets harmed, it's always like, oh, what was she wearing? How did she act? It's always like, how can we not make men stop being dumbasses? Men don't have empathy, they have no emotions, they just like get angry, and they enrage, and they just like resort for violence because that's all they know. That's why whenever you see a woman spill out her guts and her feelings and just open up with her boyfriend, even if he cheated and he gaslighted her, and even if he's been mean and he humiliated her in public, all he's just gonna say to her vulnerability is, I don't know what you want me to say. Yeah, just flip the script. Whenever he rants about his game or he rants about his job, if he just rants or like complains and whatever, just flip the script. Say, I don't know what you want me to say. Just say that. Invalidate their feelings. Men don't have feelings. That's why they go to war, join triathlons. They're always at the gym because they don't feel anything. They just go there to feel something. So where as a Swiftie, we've been warned. Remember when Taylor Swift said, boys only want love when it's torture? Don't say I didn't warn you. Yeah, she did warn us. Like, men like torture. Don't be the nice girl. Be a psycho. Men will never remember the good things you've done for them. They'll never remember the effort that you place. You know what they're gonna remember? The day you, I don't know, broke his tire. Just go psycho. Like, don't give him a chance. Don't be like, oh, he hurt my feelings. He hurt your feelings? I've seen so many TikToks and videos of men destroying women's makeup because they're that stupid. Yeah, be a psycho. Destroy his PlayStation. I don't know, break his windows, slash his tires. Just torture them. They like that. Just be a crazy psycho and you're gonna be unforgettable to the point that they're gonna miss your presence because you're crazy. And that's what they want. They want a wild, crazy bitch. They don't want a boring, nice girl. Lastly, the best advice I can give, just fucking lie. Men are liars. I didn't say it, the Bible did. Look up Psalm 116 verse 11. It literally just said, men are liars. I didn't say it, the Bible did. Usually if you're not in the mood for the date or you just felt the slightest feeling of red flag and you want to get the fuck out, just lie. Just say, oh, I have something tomorrow. I gotta work tomorrow. Yeah, I gotta leave tomorrow. Just make up an excuse, make up a lie. Sometimes I use dating apps as my manifestation board. Whenever the guy says, oh, what you're doing? I just say that one day I'm a lawyer. Whenever I'm in the mood I'm just gonna be saying, oh yeah, I'm a lawyer. Sometimes I say that I'm a model. Sometimes I just say I'm a celebrity. Sometimes I'm an accountant. Sometimes I'm a world traveler. I just lie. Like, men lie. Like, y'all see Risa Tisa, that's a pathological liar. He's a liar. You know, Risa Tisa's case, there are like more men like that. It just so happened she spoke up. So yeah, men are liars. Just lie. You don't know this person. You know he doesn't give a shit about you in the first date. Probably doesn't think about your future. What's the point in being the good girl? Just be a bitch. Just be toxic. Just lie all the time. Sometimes I tell them like, oh yeah, I think next month I'll be having a $10 million contract. Yeah. Something like that. And then it manifests because that's the energy I'm putting out to the world, babes. Okay, just use them as your manifestation board. Like Legion did to Risa Tisa. Summarize everything in this TikTok. Just be toxic. I was a nice girl once. It didn't got me anywhere. Now I'm toxic. Ugh, I love it here.
Is there a certain age at which women should seriously consider freezing their eggs?
Yeah, and the answer is the younger you are, the better. I would tell everyone still 20s are their best time to do it, but by 30, if you are not married or in a relationship or having a kid alone with sperm donor, that is the time you have to freeze your eggs if you have not yet. If you're 38 and you have not done it, don't walk away and be like, oh, he said I can't. No, we will still freeze your eggs at 38. I think that at any age it's still worthwhile, but the younger you do it, the better off you are.
How did he propose?
He'd been asking me to marry him for a couple of years, and I didn't want to get married. And one day I just suddenly realized I better not let him get away. And I suddenly realized that we could make marriage what we wanted it to be. It didn't have to be every marriage that I'd seen. And I said, you know that question you've been asking me? I think I've changed my mind. I think I'm ready. You can ask it again. So we did it. He convinced me that it didn't have to be the marriages that I had seen and that we could actually make it into something new and different. You know, he convinced me that we could just stay the people that we are and forge something new and different for ourselves.
Did he deliver on this promise?
Absolutely, yeah. We're getting up at 4:30 in the morning on Valentine's Day to watch the sunrise. So yeah, we're doing it.
not in a desperate position right now and I don't want to let myself. So by accepting a job,
I want to talk about why taking a job as a barista can actually be a strategic career move. Also, hi, I'm Hannah. I educate over 250,000 of you guys here on social media about building careers that don't suck. That's amazing. I can't believe we are at that size already. The premise of that video was a reaction to this LinkedIn post that went viral recently. I remember seeing it in my feed of a person who took a job as a barista in order to avoid getting to a point of desperation in their job search. There's actually a term for this. It's called a bridge job. And a bridge job is a transitional period of employment that basically gets you between two career jobs. This doesn't have to be a barista job. This could be taking a job at a lower salary than what you'd be comfortable accepting, or taking a lateral career move, or even taking a step back. And there's obvious benefits to taking a bridge job, like earning more money, avoiding that point of desperation where you just need something to pay the bill. Depending on the job, it also might give you room to continue building your skills while you're looking for whatever the ideal job is. Rightfully so. A lot of people are afraid of how this is going to look on their resume while they search for that ideal job. And I think there are a couple of options here. First, you could just leave it off your resume entirely. If you are taking a bridge job, chances might be pretty high that you are continuing to look for that ideal job while you're working this new job. I think the market is a lot more understanding right now of gaps on a resume because there has been so many layoffs. So having a gap isn't the worst thing. Or depending on the bridge job you take, you could list it on your resume and tailor it to your ideal job and showcase all these new skills that you've learned that are going to make you a additionally valuable employee. But the moral of this story is that taking a bridge job is not a failure. Even if you are somebody with very real career aspirations, you've got a lot of goals ahead of you, taking a bridge job can be a legitimate strategy to get to where you're trying to go.
The formula to make a man chase you is so freaking simple, you guys. We as women are making it way more complicated than it needs to be. To get any man to chase you, the first part is you have to be really easy to be with, really warm, plus difficult to obtain, equals he's obsessed with you, he's addicted to you, he's going to chase you. But one of the questions I get on these videos is, how do you be really easy to be with, really warm? Let's dive into this because this is critical in the equation to make him chase you. So here's what gets missed a lot on TikTok. Men love bitches. We all know this. But I would argue men love warm bitches, not men love cold bitches. Men want to marry a woman who is warm and inviting. He's going to want to marry a woman he enjoys being around, right? Someone who all of his friends like too. So if you take the word bitch to mean cold, abrasive, indifferent, you're kind of missing the point of the word. What men love bitches is referring to in this statement specifically is men love women who have strong boundaries. Men love women who respect themselves. Why? Because a woman like that keeps him in check. And a woman who doesn't fold her own values to fit his, that's really intriguing to a man. He doesn't have her wrapped around his finger, so he's going to continually have to chase her and pursue her to win her over. Remember, men were bred to be conquerors. It's this whole Roman Empire thing they're obsessed with. They want, whether they realize it or not, a woman who they have to earn. And that includes her time, her space, and her body. When he feels like he has earned a spot in your well-rounded life, that's when he values you more. And that is why men prefer bitches, or men prefer women who respect themselves and who keep them in check. It's this whole the less you need him, the more he needs you energy. But how can you hold strong boundaries and still be a warm bitch? Because that's what we're going for, right? You want a man who wants to be around you. This seems very obvious, but I think it gets missed a lot. It's not someone who's really cold energy. So 1, a warm bitch, she praises a man when he does something successfully. You're giving him feedback that his behavior is A, appreciated, and B, to do it again. So when he opens your car door, thank him. When he opens the door for the restaurant, thank him. When he pays for the check, which he better, thank him. When he sends you a beautiful bouquet of flowers, thank him. When he calls to see how you are, thank him for reaching out. You're just perpetuating that behavior because you're showing him, right, that you're grateful. And when you are grateful for the little things, that's when men want to give you the big things. Imagine from a man's point of view, if he gives you something small and you don't even appreciate it, why would he go out of his way to give you more? 2, warm bitches are really playful. They have light energy. They don't take life too seriously. This is one of the most magnetic energies you could ever have. Life is serious enough. None of us want to be around someone who makes our life feel more serious. The people in my life who are like very happy-go-lucky and all my problems feel smaller when I'm with them, I literally want to be around those people all the time. So exude that energy, be really playful, and then he's going to want to be around you more often. 3, confident. Being a warm bitch means you're not jealous of all these women around him, especially if you're dating a high-value man. Welcome to my freaking life. Women always want this man. Women are literally bending over backwards to date these men. That's just proof that he's a high-value man. I mean, I'm just being honest with you guys. Any high-value guy that you date is going to have options in regards to women. But you literally degrade yourself when you get jealous of the women who want to date your boyfriend. You're his girlfriend. You're up here. All these women who wish they could date him, down here. Jealousy is a very dense, like heavy energy, and nobody wants to be around it. No one wants to bicker back and forth. Be confident in yourself and know, God forbid, he did entertain one of these women down here, then he's lost a real one. And that's his loss. 4, kind. Kindness is hot, you guys. These kind of women who go out of their way to be kind to other people, they stick out in these guys' heads. Because how many people do you know that are prioritizing being kind in their life? Like he sees that and he's like, that's a good mother to my future children. And lastly, 5, a warm bitch, she makes the most of bad situations. It's a lot of pressure to a man when he's planning a date and God forbid it goes south, that you're like pouting or you're really angry. When you can make the most of a bad situation and ultimately you're spending time with this man, so you're winning either way, it takes so much pressure off of him and makes him want to be with you more. I think of friends like this in my life, it's like no matter what we do, we have the best time and I always want to be around them. Compared to my friends who are like very high maintenance, and if everything doesn't go 100% correctly, we don't get the chairs that she wants on the rooftop of Soho House, then like the whole day is ruined. And it's so much pressure, it's so heavy, I literally avoid hanging out with friends like that. So use these to your advantage because this is like catnip to men, I promise.
The number one thing that makes a man think of you as wife material. Here's a hint, it's not your looks, your figure, or your job. Hey, it's Brett Parker. I help men and women with relationships. So men don't choose a wife, men don't set their sights on someone to marry based on how they look. Guys usually date women in the same kind of league, I guess, for lack of a better word, women who are roughly the same level of attractive. He's not going to meet somebody who he thinks is much more attractive and think, oh my God, I have to marry her. That's not how it works. And your figure is the same way. Guys are attracted to women with different types of figures, and those are the women that he's going to date, right? But the woman he's going to think of to marry, the one that he wants to spend his life with, the one that he doesn't want to live without, the one that he wants with him in the foxhole, right? Us against the world. That's a woman with a nurturing heart. That's a woman who will nurture him, who will respect him. And really, nurturing is an undervalued quality, but it's what we look for. It's what men look for. Now, that doesn't mean you have to dumb yourself down. That doesn't mean you can't be amazing and beautiful and successful and ambitious and brilliant in all sorts of ways. But a man wants to be nurtured, just like a woman wants to feel safe. If a guy makes you feel safe, you're going to slip easily into your feminine energy, right? Then you can be nurturing. Then you can be sensual. Then you can be feminine. And that's what makes a good match. It's not how you look. It's not your body. It's not, if you need to lose a few pounds. It's really connecting with a man who feels like you are the nurturing person that he wants to spend his life with. That's it.
Oh, you want to know an absolutely disgusting secret about men that they definitely do not want you to know? And this is an absolutely foolproof method as usual, so please pay attention and don't tell anybody that I told you. When a woman breaks up with a man, odds are it's probably because something has built up for a long period of time. She wanted to break up with him probably 6 months before that, but said that she would kind of just keep surviving in the relationship. And then from there, she kind of just decided to tough it out until one day she finally reached her final breaking point and decided to end the relationship. And you know what? She's going to stick with it. Why? Because when women say they're breaking up with somebody, they mean it. The secret about men is when they do it, 9 times out of 10, it is probably an impulsive decision on his part. Either he was not feeling heard after a fight, or he feels like you're not going to change. So in the moment, the only way he knows how to fix that is to what? Call for the breakup. But I'm telling you right now with 100% certainty that if you just accept the breakup, better yourself, have your post-breakup glow up, he will come crawling back 9 times out of 10. Okay? That is a secret no man wants you to know because they want you to think they mean it. I've been this guy before, by the way. That's how I know.
The most powerful thing a woman can do to a man is never talk to him ever again.
Let's talk about it, ladies, because she's not lying to y'all. The worst thing that y'all can do is give a man that's controlling, that does not care about you but wants to control you, the power to continue to control you. Like, if you block him, you don't say nothing to him, that is the best revenge, because now when he wants to spin the block, he has absolutely no access to you. Now, granted, yeah, it's going to hurt you, like, damn, I really have my feelings played with. But the worst thing you can do is allow somebody, like she said in the video, who puts you as a tool in his toolbox to constantly keep coming back to you. They constantly keep coming back to you. Because I told y'all, men will only keep doing what y'all allow. Y'all have to stand on business. First of all, they shouldn't hurt y'all in the first place, which we know that's not going to stop. But literally, if a man hurts you and you constantly keep letting that dude come back, keep letting that dude come back, they do not learn their lesson. They going to keep telling you, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cheat on you, but then they'll constantly keep cheating on you. And then it's going to come to a point where they will literally hit you one day with, well, you just keep allowing it to happen, so I just keep doing it. But y'all not going to listen.
My conspiracy theory, the hill that I will die on, is if you are both good at your job and a pleasure to work with, like you have a good personality, you can generally get along with people, you will never be promoted. You will never be promoted out of a like hard-working, more junior position where a lot of the hard work exists. Let me explain. If you are in an executive suite, you do not have to be a pleasure to work with or good at your job, right? You don't have to be either of those. If you are at a VP or like director level, you can either be really good at your job or a pleasure to work with. You don't have to be both. And sometimes people are still neither, right? But if you're down here where all of the actual work is being done, it's not being directed, it's not being strategized, you're doing the literal work, they will never allow an employee that is both good at doing the work and good at keeping a smile on their face while doing the work move up that ladder, because they know they can keep serving you shit on a platter and you'll eat it with a smile. I don't know how to get out of that cycle, but I believe in it. It's a curse.
Oh, would you like to hear another absolutely disgusting secret about men that they definitely do not want you to know? And as usual, this is an absolutely foolproof method, so please pay attention and do not tell anybody I told you. This is going to be very hard to hear for any of you who are currently in denial. AKA, you're in a situation that you're desperately trying to save. Here's the big secret. If the man that you're currently with can be tempted by another person, whether it's liking someone's stories or someone flirting with them when they're out and they don't resist it, whatever the case may be, if they entertain it, they simply don't like you enough. Because I am telling you right now with 100% certainty, as a man, we do not get tempted when we are fully invested in the person that we're with. There is no line that someone is going to use on us. There is no peak level of hotness that is going to move our eyes over if we are with the right person. The person that we are with, when we are with them, is the hottest person on planet Earth. If you are in a situation or even a relationship, God forbid, you're struggling and worrying about keeping your man's attention, that is the wrong man. Yes, you should also keep them interested. But if another woman can come along and tempt him out of it, let him do you the favor. Let him be tempted and be with that person and find the person who's not going to be tempted to leave you.
So I am married. I've been married for 17 years. I've been in a relationship for 20 years. I'm 52, and I have been absolutely obsessed with watching all the single girls' 5 to 9s after their 9 to 5. And the reason why I'm so obsessed with watching them, because I am filled with absolute envy and jealousy about what these women are doing. And I'm jealous because when I was single, I never did anything like that. Didn't get married. I didn't get married until I was 35 years old. So that means I was single for a very long time in my young adulthood. And I really considered that time at the time as like a placeholder kind of event. Meaning that in my mind, I wasn't really living life. I mean, I was working, I had boyfriends, I was going out, I was doing things, but I didn't put any real investment in that time because to me, it wasn't a real life that I was living. I was just kind of going through the motions in a way until I could live my real life, which is when I got married. Because in my mind, that single time wasn't a real time. It was just kind of waiting out the time until I met the man that I was going to marry, have children, and then I was going to have a real life. Now, all of these years later, married for such a long time with 2 daughters, and I'm scrolling on TikTok and looking at these single women I was those women, but they are enjoying and reveling in the time, the peace, the calm, the self-care that being single is. Not having to worry about catering to a mate, not worrying about what your partner thinks, not having to take care of children, not having to manage a household for all these people. Just coming home and being able to make your choices that are self-care, that are affirming, that's your time, your peace, and like literally enjoying and valuing that time. I never did it. I thought it was a waste of time. I thought I was just going through the motions until I could live the real life, which was marriage. And I've been living that real life for 17 years, and I'm so tired and I'm so exhausted. And today I woke up, I've been sick all day, but I haven't been able to really take care of myself or rest and relax because I have so much I have to do. I'm vicariously living through those women, posting those lives and thinking about what if.
I used to tell my partner every single intrusive thought that would come into my mind. And you can just imagine how many unnecessary conversations that led to. So here are the things that you do not need to bring up to your partner, and it doesn't make you a bad girlfriend or wife. You don't need to tell him every time you see someone else and think that they are attractive. Just like you don't need to tell your partner every time that you see a beautiful painting and you think that it's a pretty painting. There's no deeper meaning there. Like, you have eyes. You don't need to tell your partner every time you have doubts about the relationship. Because if you have relationship anxiety, you're going to have a lot of doubts. And oftentimes it has nothing to do with your partner and it has everything to do with you. You don't need to tell your partner every single time that he disappoints you. Not everything has to be a long-winded conversation. Sometimes you actually have to just get really comfortable with that feeling of disappointment. You don't have to tell your partner every time you see an Instagram or a TikTok about another guy doing something really nice for his girlfriend and send it to your boyfriend and say, why aren't you doing this thing? That is going to make him feel emasculated. It's not going to lead to a change. It's actually going to make him less likely to show up for you in that way. And I know you're not trying to, but it is manipulative. And yes, I used to do that every single time that I saw a reel or a TikTok like that. And now I happily scroll past them. I have a different video on here about what to do if TikToks or Instagrams really spike your anxiety, so I'd go look at that. And finally, you don't need to tell your partner about all of your dreams. I had a dream about someone else or a dream about an ex. It doesn't have to mean anything. I know it really scares the women who have relationship anxiety. They feel a lot of guilt, they feel a lot of shame, but it's nothing. It doesn't mean you're with the wrong person, and telling him isn't going to change anything. It's not going to help the relationship. A good question to ask before you share something with your partner is, what is this going to feed? Is this going to feed our love, or is this going to feed my fear? Or is this going to feed our disconnection? If you have any questions about this, let me know below. I also have a free relationship anxiety masterclass in my bio. I love you guys.
The woman that stays at his after the dinner party and cleans up and does the dishes and puts everything away and brings out the garbage,
is the woman he will cheat on and take advantage of. Or she's going to stay in the friend zone. She's a golden retriever. The woman who leaves the party early, or maybe even cancels last minute, that's a black cat, and that's the woman he's gonna marry. Men do not appreciate women for women doing things for them. So the woman that stays back, the golden retriever cleaning everything, she thinks, oh my God, he's gonna see my value and everything I bring to the table. I'm doing so much for him. Oh my God, he's gonna fall in love with me because he sees I'm like the amazing wannabe wife. I'm like this amazing woman for his future children. No. Men don't think that way. Women think that way. Men think, she's so needy and desperate, she's staying till 4 a.m. Everybody's already left. She just wants my recognition. She wants my time and my validation and my love. Wants to hop into bed with me. How needy, how desperate. I want to get her out of this place. The woman that maybe canceled last minute or left home early is the mysterious woman that mentally stimulates him, because he thinks, why is this woman so unbothered that she left my amazing dinner party? Remember, men have a huge ego. My amazing party, the place to be. How come she has something else to do that is more important to her? How come she had to leave early? What else is she up to? Is there another man in her life? How come she canceled? What could potentially be better than my dinner party at my place? I'm that man. So all of a sudden, she triggered his ego. A woman that can trigger a man's ego has emotional leverage over him. Why? Because she becomes a mental challenge. She stimulates them mentally. The more a man thinks about a woman and is mentally stimulated by her, the more he wants to attain her, the more he wants to chase and pursue her. Because it is interesting to him because she's on a pedestal. She made very clear throughout her actions, not verbally, but throughout her actions. I'm unattainable. I have my own life. I don't need you to compliment me. The golden retriever, the woman that stayed back and cleaned everything, basically communicated, again, not verbally, but in her actions, I need you. I want you to need me, and this is why I'm overcompensating and doing all these things, like cleaning, bring the garbage out, literally doing all these dishes, helping him pack up after the dinner party, so I can be valued and loved. That is desperate, needy, and clown shit. Let me tell you a secret. Sometimes these type of women actually end up in a relationship with their man, usually because that man is very insecure and thinks, oh my God, I've got a free personal assistant. But these type of women will stay the golden retriever throughout the entire relationship. They will get cheated on, they will be taken advantage of, and they will be walked all over. So ladies, take a pick. Become the black cat, stay unbothered.